My fiancé said a prenup was an insult and threatened to leave if I brought it up again. So I didn't, until we were in court during the breakup. And she regretted everything. Hello Reddit I+ here. I'm Ethan Hayes, 35. Until recently, I was engaged to Vanessa Liu, 31. We'd been together for a little over 2 years, and living together for one of them, in a sleek loft downtown that I owned outright. On the surface, Vanessa was magnetic, gorgeous, sharp, and the kind of woman who could hold a room in the palm of her hand. And I'll admit it, I was enamored. But cracks don't always show right away. Some fractures are hidden deep beneath the paint, waiting for pressure. Before Vanessa, I co-founded a cybersecurity firm. We were acquired by a Fortune 500 giant, and overnight, my life changed. I kept things modest, still drove my '08 Lexus, still wore a Seiko most days, but my bank account said otherwise. Most of my wealth was invested, methodically and conservatively, with a strong eye on the future. I wasn't flashy, I was careful. When I proposed last winter, I did it with an open heart. I pictured a future with her. A house, maybe kids, but I'm a builder by nature, and I don't pour a foundation without thinking about load-bearing walls. That brings us to the night I brought up the prenup. It was quiet, intimate. I'd made her favorite. Thai green curry, extra basil. The candles flickered, wine glasses half full. I waited until the dishes were cleared. Vanessa, I said gently, we should talk about a prenup. I think it's important, especially as we start wedding planning. She froze, glass halfway to her lips. A prenup? She repeated, her voice suddenly cold. It's not personal, I explained. It's just clarity. I want everything we build together to be ours, but I need to protect what came before. It's responsibility, not distrust. She set her glass down with a hard click. Are you saying you don't trust me? That I'm here for your money? I kept calm. I'm saying we should be adults. It protects both of us. She stood. Her chair screeched back. No. A prenup means you're planning for the end before we've even begun. You mention that again, Ethan, and I'm gone. That's not how love works. I looked at her. Not the woman I thought I knew, but someone drawing a clear line in the sand. An ultimatum, spoken in a whisper, but delivered like a contract clause. I nodded once. Fair? She relaxed, thought I folded, hugged me like nothing had happened. Thank you for trusting me, she whispered. That's all the security I need. But in my head, something shifted. I didn't fold. I calculated. I'd just been handed the terms for her exit, and I made a note to accept them. When the time came, in the weeks that followed, the mask started slipping. Her parents, Lionel and Margaret, were suddenly very involved. They started dropping by unannounced, sending links to 7-figure properties. Lionel once laughed and said, "Don't worry, Ethan. Your wallet's not going anywhere. It's marrying in." Then the spending began. The household card I'd given Vanessa, previously used for groceries and occasional brunches, started racking up charges. A $3,700 leather tote, spa weekends with her mom, a $900 candle set. She didn't ask. She just spent. I paid it. Then canceled the card and said the bank flagged it. She didn't flinch. The last straw? My grandfather's watch. A 1965 Omega Speedmaster, worn during his first moon tracking project at NASA. It was the one thing I'd never sell, never replace. Vanessa had worn it to a gala once. Weeks ago, she asked to borrow it again. I said yes, but this time, she didn't return it. Hey, I said casually one morning, I need to get Grandpa's watch serviced. Can you give it back? She was at her mirror, doing her makeup, met my eyes in the glass and smirked. Ethan, it looks better on me. And let's be real. It's mine now. Part of the package. I froze. It's not a gift, Vanessa. It's a family heirloom. She turned, full of quiet fury. You need to stop thinking in terms of yours and mine. We're getting married. It's all ours now. That was it. My property wasn't just being used. It was being claimed, annexed. So I followed through. I moved funds to new accounts, changed every password, scheduled a meeting with my attorney, Michelle. We documented everything. Then I sat Vanessa down at our kitchen island. This isn't working, I told her, calm and final. We're done. Her eyes flared. You're breaking up with me. Over a prenup? After everything? I looked her square in the eyes. You gave me an ultimatum. I'm just honoring it. Her face contorted into something unrecognizable. You'll regret this. You just walked away from the best thing that ever happened to you. She stormed out that night, dragging 2 suitcases full of designer items I'd bought her. And this morning, her lawyer emailed a settlement proposal. They're not asking for half. They're smarter than that. They want a recognition of contributions, claiming she gave up her career to support my lifestyle, that she deserves a payout for managing our home, and, get this, for elevating my social image, whatever that means. My lawyers already filed our reply. First item on the list? The return of my grandfather's watch. They thought I'd crumble under pressure, but Vanessa forgot one thing. I built a company from nothing, weathered 3 failed ventures, and sold the 4th for 7 figures. I'm not afraid of conflict. I just don't advertise my strength. She said she'd leave if I brought up the prenup again, so I did. Just not the way she expected. It's been 5 weeks since Vanessa left with her overnight bag and a look that could shatter glass. 5 weeks of silence and legal fire. Her lawyer, Arthur Bellamy, a name that floats around divorce court like the scent of stale cigars and blood, fired the first shot. The demand letter arrived in a monogrammed envelope. I almost laughed. Inside was a 4-page list of grievances wrapped in legal jargon. Let me give you the highlights. Claim number 1. Vanessa temporarily suspended her event planning business to fully support Ethan's professional and social demands. Claim number 2. Her contributions to my living space created equitable interest in the property. She hung a few art prints and bought a houseplant. Now she wants $250,000 for home styling. Claim number 3. A particularly successful angel investment I made before we even met is apparently something she encouraged and emotionally supported, and thus, she's entitled to a percentage. It was clever. Not true, but clever. Just enough spin to avoid being instantly thrown out. Just enough emotional manipulation to make me look like the villain if I fought back too hard. Michelle, my attorney, read it once, smirked, and slid it back across the table. They're going for a slow bleed. Drag you through court, make you spend 6 figures defending yourself, then settle for half of that. Common playbook. But this isn't your first rodeo, is it? It wasn't. I'd already gathered receipts, bank statements, screenshots of her lavish spending after the prenup fight, her texts joking about leveling up by marrying me, even recordings, legal in our state, of conversations where she outright said, "Once we're married, what's yours is mine, babe." That's how rich people do it. Michelle smiled. This isn't a case, Ethan. It's theater. So let's give them an audience. We filed a formal response denying all claims and included a counter-demand. Return of all personal property, including my grandfather's Omega. An injunction to prevent the liquidation or sale of any items I purchased. A formal cease and desist on further public discussion of my name, finances, or company. That last one? That was strategic, because Vanessa had started posting again. TikToks about toxic exes who weaponize wealth. Instagram stories showing off the watch she inherited. A few mutual acquaintances had sent me the screenshots. She was building a narrative. So I built my case. 1 week after we filed, I got a call from Arthur Bellamy himself. "Mr. Hayes," he said, all silk and smarm, "perhaps we can resolve this amicably." I was polite, professional, and immovable. "I'm always open to reasonable conversation, Mr. Bellamy. But let me be clear, there is nothing to settle. There was no marriage, no prenup was signed because your client threatened to end the relationship if one was even discussed. And now, per her own conditions, we've done exactly that." Silence. "Then, you're going to regret this. She's not going to walk away empty-handed." "I never expected her to," I replied. "That's why I documented everything." The next day, Vanessa tried to reach out. A text. Just one line. "So this is what love meant to you?" I didn't respond. 2 days later, I received an apology email. Lengthy, poetic, hollow. She missed me. She was overwhelmed. Her parents had been pressuring her to think long-term. Maybe we rushed into the legal stuff. Maybe we could start fresh. No lawyers, just love. It was exactly the kind of message designed to make a man doubt himself. But love built on manipulation isn't love. It's leverage. And I was done being leveraged. So I replied with 2 words. Watch, back. This morning, the courier confirmed delivery. My grandfather's Omega was returned in a velvet pouch, scratched, but intact. Case closed? Not yet. Michelle's building a petition for damages if they file anything further. She's also preparing to publish the summary of claims as part of a public defense, should Vanessa try to defame me again online. We're not playing defense anymore. We're reinforcing the gates. As for me, I slept last night for the first time in weeks. No tension in my chest, no weight on my shoulders, just peace. Vanessa once said love should be about trust, not contracts. She was right about one thing. It should. But real trust doesn't flinch at transparency, and real love doesn't wither in the face of accountability. She thought I was preparing for divorce. I was preparing for survival. And now? I'm rebuilding, with lessons learned, boundaries reinforced, and my watch back on my wrist.